we're very pleased to welcome Rory McCorkle from PSI. Rory is an exceptional member of the assessment community. It's going to be a fantastic presentation. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your holiday really to join us and do this presentation.
Really, with today, I wanted to focus on one of the key areas of challenge that I see in our industry, and one that we can truly help push both our industry and the world around us through the careful use of education and assessment. One of those areas that COVID has disrupted incredibly has been the so-called skills gap. Now, we've been talking about this for quite some time, and indeed the continued challenges by post-secondary institutions to prepare people for 21st century jobs have existed for a decade plus. COVID has simply exacerbated it and shown a greater spotlight on the issue. Research by the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants found that 65% of employers found that COVID heightened the skills gaps in their organizations, and I think this is likely a finding that would be repeated in a number of different countries around the world if polled. Even more troubling, this gap also exposed underlying even greater gaps with women and minorities, underscoring the need to ensure that we have equal opportunities in education and training. And indeed, as countries have begun to reopen, we've seen this gap manifesting with stubborn unemployment rates, and on the flip side, employers who have roles that they simply cannot fill. So this gap, as I see it, is rapidly becoming a crisis. It is incredibly reassuring to see governments and organizations around the world recognizing the impact of the skills gap and devoting extraordinary efforts and resources to counteract it. Efforts such as the European Union's Digital Education Action Plan, the bill that is in the UK's Parliament, the Skills and Post-16 Education Bill, or the US Teaching the Skills That Mattered initiative, all demonstrate the focus on such issues. But in many cases, these efforts are not progressing quickly enough or at sufficient scale to truly address the issue. Real transformation and innovation within organizations in learning and assessment is essential to drive the positive change required. From an educational perspective, assessment, training, and industry can come together to pursue alternative models of training. An in-depth report on technical education by the International Labor Organization and World Bank found that COVID provided a major impetus to strengthen or create public-private partnerships in this area. And given how technical training suffered during COVID, this recommendation is absolutely critical. It's a great area for partnership. One great example of that type of partnership is between Toyota, indeed a long-term client of PSI's. By pairing technical education with safety behavior training and professional behavior training, what we might lump under the umbrella of soft skills, Toyota has created a pipeline of advanced manufacturing technicians, those key individuals who keep the largely automated manufacturing lines going. These activities are paired with regular assessments of both technical and soft skills on a weekly basis to ensure the skills are being retained and adjust the training and education path.
Question here, just do you see the place for stackable or micro-credentials in the UK general qualification sector? So do you think that's going to have an influence on general qualifications?
So difficult question for me to answer in the sense that again, there are such structures built around the existing qualifications framework. So I do see a place for it, though, in that there are a number of different areas that have been able to break down some of the traditional walls and taken a critical look at the scope of their assessments, at the content specifications, test specifications, content outline, whatever your term is that you prefer, right? And really taking a look at is this something that has to be assessed in a composite? Or is it something that can be broken down? And indeed, how might that shape the qualification being assessed and given? Now, have I seen examples of that yet in the general qualification sector? No. Do I think it's feasible? And is it something that I would love to see an organization pilot? And again, this is something else that I'm a big advocate of. Take small risks, take small steps, right? Do a pilot, try an experiment and see how it works. And that I would love to see.
So next up, we're talking awards here. So we've got the first of our awards, the most innovative use of technology in an assessment. And to join us today, we've got Anand Karat from Veretta to take us through the presentation, talk about the nomination and the submissions, and announce the winner.
Now, this most innovative use of technology in assessment is a prestigious award that's given to that unreasonable, aka innovative company that's tried and succeeded in adapting the world to their vision and the solution that they've delivered, making them a champion of change. Folks, my name is Anand, and I lead a highly creative organization called Veretta. We specialize in modernizing assessment and learning experience that not only measures student gains, but also support student success through learning. There were a large number of entries to this category this year. The judges were particularly impressed by the scale and diversity of the project. Now, many of the projects demonstrated the innovative use of technology to make a difference to assessment, whether by incorporating AI, virtual reality, the use of digital badges, or indeed by deploying e-assessment at a large scale in areas where previously pen and paper examinations were the only option. Now, there was also clear evidence of innovation in niche areas of learning and education, as well as an increasing number of entries where the use of technology clearly afforded institutions the ability to rethink their approaches to assessment. Now, these were entries from all around the world, from higher education to schools to professional qualifications and to recruitment. However, these 4 projects stood out to the judges as addressing all of the criteria for this category, and thus the judges unanimously agreed on these finalists. So to start with, congratulations to all 4 of you. But let's get to the winning submission.
The innovation category was once again fiercely competitive, so our finalists should be very proud of their achievements to be selected from a record number of entries. I'd like to provide you with a quick overview of the 4 projects selected as finalists this year, and in alphabetical order, these were Bolton College in the UK for their First Pass project, a prototype formative assessment system that utilises artificial intelligence to provide students with near real-time feedback on written responses to open-ended questions. The second finalist was Excelsoft Technologies in India for their Smart Eval solution, a cloud-based tool that has been designed to utilise artificial intelligence and machine learning to aid and speed up the screening and assessment of job applicants for government agency positions in the US. The third finalist was Ridge Labs from the US for their accelerated learning assessment solution for the TOEIC English reading and listening tests in Korea and Japan, which utilised artificial intelligence to support personalised learning, but also to predict achievement with a really high degree of accuracy. And the fourth and final finalist was Tata Consultancy Services in India for their innovative approach to reimagining the use of existing tablet and on-screen assessment technologies to specifically support hearing impaired and deaf students in India. Congratulations to all of the finalists, and thank you for taking the time to submit such clear and well-articulated responses to all of the award criterion. The judges wish you all the best with continued success of your projects.
And now for the winner of the 2021 award for the most innovative use of technology in assessment. The winner is Bolton College with First Pass. Congratulations, Bolton College, and I'd also like to thank the judges of your category.
Well done, Bolton College. A very, very well deserved award.